Jarrod, why do you do this to me? Hey everybody, welcome back. Joshua Verwers here, and I am so glad that you could join me here today. Now today we have to answer a question that Jarrod asked me, and Jarrod, in typical Bite of Brownie fashion, decided to ask me a question within a question within a question within a question, and he still wasn't sure what he was asking me. You know guys, I'm not even going to try to explain what it was he asked me. You listen for yourself.
Here's my question for you, Joshua. Today, nothing went according to plan in my world. Nothing to do with the car, what I wanted to do. I double booked out the yin yang. It didn't work out. I want to know, as a pastor, has there ever been a time whenever you had planned for something, when you were guiding the people towards something, or you had a plan and a purpose on your heart, but it did not go according to plan? A major event where it did not go according to plan, yet the Lord used it to do something amazing. I gotta know.
I don't think you realize I have been struggling with this question all day long. I have not been able to come up with an answer. I'm thinking this might be the first time this entire month that I have nothing to say because, well, one, it was a very busy day and I was kind of overstretched. We had a dentist appointment again, and so we went, and that took way longer than it should have. Then I got back and I was planning on going to Des Moines to help my mom get a new patio door, but unfortunately couldn't do that because my truck was dead. Now your truck and my truck, not nearly in the same situation. I mean, mine just had a dead battery today, which is, from what I'm sure is a parasitic draw. I just haven't had the time to actually take a look at it, try to diagnose it. I honestly don't know if I'm going to. I might just have somebody else do that for me. So I've just been struggling with this, asking my wife. It's like, have we ever had one of those moments where there was this plan that I had, a purpose in my heart, a direction that I was trying to lead our church in, and some big event? Do you realize you just asked 4 different things right there? And then on top of that, you want to know if there was some way that it didn't go to plan, but somehow God used something out of it? Whoa, dude. I mean, what happened to the simple questions? Can we bring back like the lightning round? Those were much easier for me to answer. I mean, see, if you had asked me about just in general, was there ever a time when you had a plan that didn't go to plan? That would have been easy. I've had hundreds of those. But no, it has taken me all day. Actually, technically right now, it is April 25th at 12:16 a.m. and I am just now getting to answer your question because I just now figured out the answer. Yes, there was a time. This has been years ago. I really felt like God was leading us to start to develop a youth ministry, which our church never had. And I was convinced this was the case because it was like I had this vision that God had given me of me ministering in front of teens. And I didn't understand this because I was never part of a youth group growing up. I felt like this is what God was calling us to. So I just started to make phone calls and I start making all of these plans and I'm trying to figure it out. And then we launched a youth group and it was great. And we had 4 different teens that showed up 2 weeks in a row. And then it was only 2 teens. And then it was 1. And then for the next 4 weeks, I was there by myself. And then we took a hiatus, and a couple years later we decided to launch it again when we had some more in that age group, and it had the same success rate. And I was starting to struggle because I really felt this is the way that God was leading us, but yet I didn't know, I didn't understand. And then I get a call from our ministerial association and they said, hey, you know, we've got our summer camp meeting. Would you be able to preach to the teens and youth group? And I'm thinking, I've struck out over and over again trying to launch this youth group. Why are you asking me to come up and do it? And they were insistent. They wanted me to come up. So I went up there, and yet the whole time I'm just asking the other youth pastors. I was like, what do I do? I've never really had success in doing this. And they told me something very profound. Josh, just be you. Don't try to preach to teens. Just try to preach to people. And I thought about that, and I was like, you know what? I can do this. And so I did. And then they asked me to come back the next year and the next year, and I've been to youth camp and they've asked me to minister, and I've been able to have this ministry to teens, and I've actually found even here online that I'm able to relate to those, and yet I am just me. And so I think the thing that happened is I thought God wanted me to do this, and it was like that vision that I had of me preaching to a group of teens. I eventually saw that come to pass, but it wasn't the way that I had seen it. And at first, when I thought, how is this blessing our church, I couldn't quite see it, but now I can. Because in doing that, it helped me discover who I really was and my unique style of preaching. And in that, it has actually helped our church as a whole, because I don't try to be anybody else, I just try to be me. So, that leads me to my question for you, which is, I have no idea. All right, Jarrod, here is my question for you. It is a fun question that I hope you think about before answering, and I do really want you to think about this one. Knowing what you know now, what is the one thing that you would have told yourself when you first started ministry? Anyways, till tomorrow, stay blessed. Enjoy God's best. Have a great day. I'm going to tell you this. If that doesn't answer your question's the problem. Have Jessie ask me a question next time. At least she gets straight to the point. I'm trying something new with the lighting. What do you think of this? I decided I had two soft boxes that were both radiating. One there, you can see it off the glare right now, and the other one was right there. You cannot see it off the glare right now. And instead I just put up this little diffuser panel to kind of bounce and cast a little bit of light. You see that? No light, light. No light, light. Bright light.